Guys, so if you didn't see on the recent post regarding my Folk Valley novel, I have come to the decision that since both novels hold a very similar sort of tone and premise, and it feels weird tackling both novels with such similar premises at the same time, I've come to the decision that I am going to be merging my Folk Valley adaptation with my novel, The Death of Justin Harplin. So what does this mean? Well, it's not going to be a complete horror novel anymore, but it's still going to have the very disturbing and off-putting nature of the trend at its core. It's still going to be very unflinching and at times violent, and even depressing. Who knows? But yeah. So don't think of this as me canceling the book or as a betrayal. It's just me kind of making a stronger version of it because I feel that simply making it a gratuitous gore fest, one violent scene after another, would make it just kind of substanceless aside from the substance that being blood. But with this, I feel like not only with it being violent and atmospheric, it also featuring a deeper story and cast of characters would also help it exponentially. So, I will be merging both novels. The Death of Justin Harplin also follows somewhat of a small town feel, because my original idea for my Folk Valley book was kind of setting it in this atmospheric and seemingly dying town. So I'm doing the same thing with this, and I've decided to kind of merge the sort of vibes and central themes of both novels into one cohesive work. So, I haven't shown you guys yet, but I have gotten the first chapter of the book done so far. Here's a little sneak peek. If you want to pause and read that, go right ahead. Yeah, but this is kind of, I'll be giving you guys, kind of like what I did with the Folk Valley writing stream. I'll also be showing you guys my stream of writing a bit of the first few bits of the Death of Justin Harplin, because I plan on making both books very atmospheric, kind of like the Folk Valley trend. And no, I will not be adapting the whole Cat in the Hat stuff. That I will do in an analog horror that we will do at 10K subscribers, but this is more so kind of getting the off-putting town vibes. You know, like Folk Valley kind of became the new Ohio in a sense, a place where bad stuff just keeps happening. Well, this town in the book, though not consistently like, this murder happened or this monster's killing people, no. It's going to be much more realistic and grounded, but still features a strange, almost dreamlike atmosphere to everything. And the way I'm approaching the prose is I'm trying to make it somewhat Tolstoyan, but also maybe a bit like The Name of the Wind and how it approaches the somewhat atmospheric and detailed descriptions of everything. Um, the first chapter of the book was a bit rough, and I'm going to do a few touches to it, but I'm going to kind of make it a bit more simple on the prose side with chapter 2. Um, but pretty much the book follows Justin Harplin. I'm not going to give away too much about his character, but he's a young man, just graduated, and the book's set during summer. And it kind of follows him through summer, but it goes way deeper and way more, how do I say, darker. Goes into way more darker territory as it goes on. So yeah, that's kind of my update on the Folk Valley book. It's going to become one with the death of Justin Harplin to make it the best story it can possibly be. So, I'm going to show you guys a bit of what I'm doing with Chapter 2. So, in Chapter 2, he leaves his home and he's going to go meet up with some friends at a diner. The book is set in 1958 in a Pennsylvania town known as Deacon Falls, which will be the new sort of Folk Valley in a sense. Of course, I'm not going to call it Folk Valley. That definitely sounds like something you'd see in like 1950s America. That's definitely sounds like the name of a country town. But I'm gonna give it my own flair, so I called it Deacon Falls. Kind of lifted from Gravity Falls, but then I added Deacon in there to give it somewhat of a not really religious, but more spiritual, atmospheric tone to the name. Plus, Deacon Falls sounds really nice. Rolls off the tongue real nice. So yeah, he's just leaving his home, and pretty much what I am doing with the town's layout is the south side of town is all the residential homes and everything, and some maybe a few of the parks. And then the north side of town is the market district with all the businesses, shops, establishments, works, and everything, factories, especially the dying mill, because this is set in a dying mill town. And Yeah, pretty much. I want this to have this dying, yet still sort of purgatory sort of feel to the town. So yeah, here's where I left off. Justin had always watched it as he crossed into the market. Watched the mill. So crown jewel of the town, but had long since descended into something approaching ruins in the years since. So that is somewhat of a. I'm comparing the dying mill to a palace, an old castle, but has become ruins since its peak. Let's see, what else can I describe? The mill surrounded surrounded itself with surrounded itself. I'm kind of personifying it. Surrounded itself with low fencing that did little to keep those other other than workers out its premises. Justin had had held no desire to wander wander in as his fathers fought many reluctant, even peak, made him reluctant then curious. Indeed his father indeed indeed his father spent many the mill, but whenever he had home due to injury, he found himself a purgatory that he found himself in a purgatory. He did nothing. He did nothing but silently sit in, waiting, awaiting the next work day. Justin, because of this Justin held hold guard, stole his father him weak. Not that anyway. Once Justin passed Mill, the town's weight of the air began to lighten. As as Justin as Justin approached the market, or market him, he freed than did at home. As Justin approached the market, or rather the market approached him, he felt more. No, that's a bit clunky. As Justin approached the market, he felt free than he ever at home. Nobody there cared who you were or were or what you wanted. They simply buy or with you, depending, walked on by or exchanged business with you. Exchanged business without thought. Nobody there cared much who you were or what you wanted. They simply walked on by or exchanged business with you without a second. They simply walked on by or just exchanged business with you, second thought. All one would get market. A glance was a glance. Uh, or a nod. Nothing else if they had, but nothing much else. One issue that I've been having with these is I do a lot of run on sentences, so I'm trying to kind of cut that up a bit. I want this to have a classic yet smooth and modern feel to it. A good marriage. Make it feel timeless. So I'm going to read over this. Once Justin passed the mill, the weight of the air began to lighten. As Justin approached the market, he felt more free than he had ever at home. Nobody there, nobody there cared much who you were. Who won you? I tried to. Who one was? Who one was, or what? Who another? Who? Who another was, or what they wanted. They simply walked on by or exchanged business without a second thought. The most one would get along the market streets was a glance or a nod, but nothing much else. Only those most most things, most buildings, most buildings in this of town brick were constructed of brick. Ones that a reddish brown. Let off a deep reddish. Let off a reddish brown, though. More. The shops. The district. Organized in tight columns. Those of businesses. Side. Not caring. The district was organized in columns. Those of arranged tightly side by side. The streets between these long shops were wide. With were wide, stiff. Gravel roads. Filled by coarse gravel roads that cut across town. This side, on this side. Though not many populated these roads. He preferred it way. Justin always made it Marita. I don't know, should I merge these? Evening slog. So as to not get caught into the afternoon rush or evening slog. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. I am a bit quiet when I am thinking, as many people are. So let's see. I don't want to show you guys too much, so I'm not gonna stretch out this video any longer. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a look into the thought process. I did show you guys that with Folk Valley, but that one was less planned. Whereas Justin Harpland, I've kind of outlined this book a bit in my mind over the last few months. I'm kind of contemplating right now. Afternoon rush, evening slog. Does slog sound a bit too? Slog isn't really a term you'd use in the 50s, is it? Evening slow. I'll just put slog. Who cares? I'll if I need to change it, I'll change it later. Let's see. Evening slog. Most establishments. Most establishments opened. Doors. At around 10:00. And Justin veered. And Justin had. What? Okay, give me a second. I'll end the video right there.